build some of that in that is fun and interesting. It's the same reason why I love the idea of the proverbial curse jar in a meeting.
Okay.
But instead of when you drop the F-bomb, it's when someone says, we tried that before and it didn't work.
Ooh, the
right?
should on. Yeah.
Put $5, gotcha. Put $5 in and gamifying just some of these little things that drive you crazy makes them easier to talk about and call out when the behaviors aren't the ones that you expect and have agreed upon.
I think that's the key there, is that you have to remember that these are the things that you've agreed upon. And so we've agreed on. And so everybody should be able to hold everybody accountable for that, just like they should be able to hold everybody, in the organization accountable for the values of the organization. But we as a group agreed upon these standards, these ways of working. And so it doesn't matter who it is that's not abiding by it. It shouldn't.
Right. I'll give you another, a relatively simple hack. And the thing I love about our work is we're in rooms of super smart people, helping them think about things. We don't have to be the experts in, their industry as much as we need to be good at helping them engage. And we were helping a big client here in town. They we did a meeting design summit. So we did 3 days with them because they had this massive meeting that was thousands of people hour for the executive leadership. It happened, nearly everyone dialed in. The cost of that meeting was in the millions of dollars a year.
Okay.
And we did that. And then we said, let's take a look at some other recurring meetings. And there was a status meeting they had that was every Monday morning, maybe 15 to 20 people, not gigantic.
Okay.
But it was a taking turns meeting, right? It was here's what I'm doing, here's what I'm doing. And so we found a way with a mix of asynchronous work and some a common framework and some norms to shrink it to 45 minutes.
Okay.
And I was like, ooh, so that's 450 minutes a week that we're saving this team, right? 45. And what they did is all of a sudden I got these looks on my face like, oh, we can be done earlier. We can we'll start later. Is they said, well, this meeting will just get replaced with other meetings with people we don't like as much.
I like
and so because they were a high performing team. And so what we did is we said, okay, let's take the 90 minutes. It will still look like that 90-minute block on your calendars. But here's how they reimagined it, which I love. We follow this model internally. Is up from that 9 to 10:30 Monday morning meeting, 9 to 9:15 is optional social time.
Okay.
Show up, chit chat, have your coffee, talk about the weekend, talk about your football team.
Yeah.
Shoot the breeze. But if you're coming in hot or you don't want to deal with that, 9:15 the meeting starts.
Okay.
And so at 9 to 9:15, then our team, we're mostly there. But if someone rolls in 5 minutes late, no big deal.
Fine. Yeah.
And so from 9:15 to 10, it's effectively that 45-minute block. It is things I need help with. There's a bit of there's a kind of a little trivial sort of question for people to connect. There's a chance to give feedback to one another, which we use a lot.
Okay.
A few updates, kind of status of the company updates where everyone needs to be in the room to hear and engage, not just and here's our next 3 meetings sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
But the most important part for them and for us is that once that core of the meeting is done, and that core of the meeting follows the same framework, so you can hand off facilitation of it to different people each week, is the last 30 minutes that are left on that calendar, people just agree to be in the same room at the same time with their laptops. And so what happens then is all of those kind of, hey, do you got 5 minutes? Can I grab you for a few minutes? The things otherwise would cause you to punt to 2 weeks out when everyone's back together in the room.
Yeah.
And so they still have the 90 minutes, but they're able to knock off so many small little tasks and questions and sidebars that they couldn't do otherwise. And that works really well virtually in the same vein. You just have to have an air traffic controller who's throwing people into breakout rooms in Zoom or Teams or whatever.
Absolutely. We do that all the time with the lab. Yeah. I think that's wonderful.